The deep space monitoring station drifted silently through the void, its sensors scanning the darkness for any signs of movement. Commander Veltar of the Zephyrian Empire stood before the main display screen, his 4 eyes focused on the endless starfield beyond. The station had been quiet for months, detecting nothing more dangerous than stray asteroids and cosmic debris. "Sir, we have an energy reading," called out sensor operator Kixana from her station. Her voice carried a note of confusion. "It's moving toward our sector, but the signature is strange." "I've never seen anything like it." Veltar moved to her console, his tall frame casting a shadow over the instruments. The readings showed a large object approaching at steady speed, but something about it felt wrong. "Could it be a ship?" "Unknown, sir. The energy pattern doesn't match any vessel in our database. It's too big to be a transport, but it's not broadcasting any identification signals." Their commander studied the data for several minutes. Whatever was out there was massive, easily 3 times the size of their largest warships. Yet it moved with purpose, not like a drifting hulk or asteroid. "Continue monitoring? Alert me if it changes course or speed." Hours passed as the mysterious object drew closer. The station's crew worked nervously at their posts, checking and rechecking their instruments. Finally, the object appeared on their visual screens as a dark shadow against the stars. "Sir, it's definitely artificial," reported Kixena. "Hull plating, weapon mounts, and what appears to be a command section. This is a warship, but the design is completely unknown." Veltar felt his blood chill. An unknown warship approaching Zephyrian space could mean only one thing: invasion. Send an alert to Fleet Command. Request immediate backup. Light years away, aboard the mysterious vessel, Lieutenant Jake Morrison stood at his post on the bridge. The ship around him hummed with barely contained power, its systems operating at perfect efficiency. Every surface gleamed with polished metal and advanced displays that showed tactical information in crisp detail. "Captain, we're approaching the alien monitoring station," Jake reported to the woman seated in the command chair. "They've detected U.S. and are scanning our hull." Captain Lisa Hayes studied the main view screen, which showed the small alien station ahead. She was a veteran of many classified missions, her face marked by years of making difficult decisions. "Good. Let them look. They won't learn anything useful from their scans." The bridge crew worked quietly around her. Navigation Officer Alex Turner plotted their course while weapons specialist Kate Sullivan ran final checks on the ship's massive gun batteries. Every person on the bridge knew their role perfectly, trained for years for this exact moment. "Ma'am, should we respond to their communication attempts?" asked Jake. "Not yet. Let them wonder what we are for a while longer," the USS Dominator continued. Its approach, its sleek hull cutting through space like a knife. The ship's design was unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. Where alien vessels were bulky and awkward, the human warship was elegant and deadly. Its weapons were seamlessly integrated into the hull, giving no hint of their devastating power. On the monitoring station, panic was beginning to spread. The unknown vessel showed no signs of slowing down or responding to their calls. Veltar paced the command center, his mind racing through possibilities. "Sir, Fleet Command is dispatching 3 patrol ships," reported Communications Officer Yelton. "They'll arrive in 2 hours. 2 hours might be too late," Veltar muttered. "This thing will be right on top of us by then." Chief Engineer Ryan Blake walked across the Dominator's bridge to Captain Hayes. He was a stocky man with grease-stained hands and tired eyes. "Captain, all systems are running perfectly. The new reactor is producing more power than we know what to do with." "Excellent. How are the weapon systems?" "Fully charged and ready. The aliens won't know what hit them." Dr. Amy Chin looked up from her science station, where she had been analyzing the alien transmissions. She was young but brilliant, one of Earth's best experts on alien languages and culture. "Captain, they're trying to communicate in 17 different languages. They seem genuinely confused about our identity." "That's about to change," Hayes replied with a cold smile. Security Chief Nick Parker approached the command area, his uniform crisp and his bearing military. Ma'am, boarding teams are ready if needed. The men are eager to see what alien technology. Looks like up close. Hayes nodded. Hopefully it won't come to that. We want to make a statement, not start a massacre. The Dominator drew closer to the monitoring station. Its massive bulk dwarfed the alien structure, which looked fragile and primitive by comparison. Every line of the human ship spoke of power and advanced engineering. Suddenly, 3 more energy signatures appeared on the alien sensors. The monitoring station's crew watched in horror as 3 additional human vessels materialized from nothing, their stealth systems deactivating in perfect coordination. Impossible, whispered Veltar. 4 ships, all of unknown design. Where did they come from? The human vessels formed a perfect diamond formation around the alien station. Each ship was slightly different in design, but all shared the same deadly elegance. Their hulls bristled with weapons that the aliens couldn't identify. Jake Morrison smiled as he watched the alien communication attempts intensify. They're getting desperate, Captain. Multiple distress signals and requests for identification. I think it's time we introduced ourselves, Hayes said. Open a channel. The main screen flickered to life, showing the interior of the alien station. Veltar and his crew stared back at the humans with obvious fear and confusion. The aliens had never seen humans before, and their strange appearance only added to the mystery. This is Captain Lisa Hayes of the human vessel USS Dominator, she began, her voice calm and authoritative. You are in violation of human space. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences. Veltar's translator worked frantically to convert the alien words. When he understood the message, his face went pale. Human? We have no record of your species. This sector belongs to the Zephyrian Empire. Not anymore, Hayes replied simply. The alien commander tried to process this information. We demand proof of your authority. By what right do you claim this space? Hayes gestured to weapons specialist Kate Sullivan, who activated the ship's targeting systems. Red beams of light swept across the alien station, marking every critical system and weapon. The message was clear. They were completely at the humans' mercy. This is our authority, Hayes said. Your choice is simple. Leave now or be destroyed. Veltar looked around at his crew, seeing fear in every face. The human ship surrounded them completely, their weapons trained on the station's vital systems. Any attempt to fight would be suicide. We will withdraw, he said finally. But this is not over. The Zephyrian fleet will come for you? We're counting on it, Hayes replied. The alien station began to move away, its engines straining to put distance between themselves and the human ships. As they retreated, Veltar sent urgent messages to his superiors, warning them of the new threat. On the Dominator's bridge, the crew watched the aliens flee with satisfaction. This was just the beginning of humanity's grand plan. For decades, human ships had been mapping alien space, studying their technology and preparing for this moment. Set course for the next target, Hayes ordered. It's time the galaxy learned that humans are no longer hiding in the shadows. The 4 human vessels turned away from the fleeing aliens and disappeared back into the void. Behind them, they left confusion and fear. The age of alien dominance was ending, and something far more dangerous had taken its place. The first shot in humanity's war for galactic supremacy had been fired without a single weapon being discharged. Sometimes the most powerful weapon was simply showing your strength and letting your enemy's imagination do the rest. As the human ships vanished into hyperspace, their mission was complete. The galaxy would soon learn that Earth's children had grown strong in the darkness, and they were ready to claim their inheritance among the stars. The Zephyrian fleet arrived in the sector 6 hours after the monitoring station's frantic warning. Admiral Zexkal commanded 12 heavy warships, the pride of the Empire's military. Each vessel carried enough firepower to destroy a small moon, and their crews were battle-tested veterans. Where are these so-called humans? Admiral Zexkal demanded as his ships spread into attack formation. Our sensors show empty space. Captain Mortek of the escort vessel checked his instruments carefully. Sir, the monitoring station reported 4 unknown ships, They could be using some form of stealth technology. Impossible. No species in the galaxy has developed effective stealth fields. Our sensors can detect anything larger than a shuttle. The Zephyrian ships moved through the area where the human vessels had been spotted. Their advanced scanners swept the region thoroughly, finding nothing but cosmic dust and radiation. The Admiral began to suspect that the monitoring station crew had imagined the entire encounter 20 light-years away. Admiral Karen Davis stood on the bridge of the USS Devastator, watching the alien fleet through long-range sensors. She was a tall woman with gray hair and sharp eyes that had seen too many battles. Her flagship was the largest vessel in the human fleet, bristling with weapons that could punch holes through planets. "The aliens took the bait," reported Lieutenant Commander Tony Martinez from the tactical station. 12 ships, heavy class. "They're searching the area where we made first contact." Admiral Davis smiled coldly. "Perfect. Signal the task force. It's time for our real introduction." Around the flagship, 3 more human vessels prepared for battle. Captain Beth Williams commanded the USS Destroyer, a sleek warship designed for maximum firepower. Captain Steve Johnson led the USS Defiant, whose experimental shields could deflect almost any known weapon. Captain Greg Thompson controlled the USS Devastator's sister ship, another massive battlecruiser armed with humanity's latest technology. The 4 human ships had been hiding in a nearby asteroid field, their stealth systems making them invisible to alien sensors. Now they moved into position for a coordinated strike that would demonstrate humanity's true capabilities. "Communications Officer Linda Ross, open a channel to the alien fleet," Admiral Davis ordered. "Let's see how they react to our little surprise." The channel opened, broadcasting on all frequencies the aliens were using. The Zephyrian Admiral's face appeared on the main screen, his expression changing from anger to shock as he realized he was looking at an unknown species. "This is Admiral Karen Davis of the Human Imperial Fleet," she announced, her voice carrying absolute authority. "You are trespassing in human territory. Surrender immediately or face destruction." Admiral Zexkal stared at the transmission in disbelief. The creature before him looked nothing like any known intelligent species. "Human? We have no record of your kind." "By what authority do you claim this space?" "By right of conquest," Admiral Davis replied simply. "This sector now belongs to humanity. Your empire's expansion ends here." The alien admiral's face twisted with rage. "You dare threaten the Zephyrian Empire? We have ruled this region for 1,000 years. No single species can stand against our fleet." "We'll see about that. You have 30 seconds to surrender before we demonstrate why you're wrong." Admiral Zexkal cut the transmission and turned to his officers. "Battle stations. Prepare to destroy these upstart aliens. Show them the price of challenging Zephyrian supremacy." The alien warships moved into attack formation, their weapon systems charging for combat. Each ship was 3 times the size of most vessels in the galaxy, armed with plasma cannons that could melt through any known armor. The Zephyrians had never lost a fleet engagement. 30 seconds are up," Admiral Davis announced calmly. "All ships decloak and engage. Show them what human engineering can accomplish." The space around the Zephyrian fleet suddenly filled with massive human vessels. 4 ships materialized from nothing, their stealth fields dropping to reveal hulls that gleamed with advanced armor and bristled with weapons unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. "Captain," Greg Thompson's voice came over the communications system. "Devastator, this is Thompson. All weapons charged and ready, targeting the lead vessel." "Defiant reporting ready," added Captain Steve Johnson. "Shield generators at maximum power. We're ready to take anything they can dish out." Captain Beth Williams checked her weapon systems one final time. "Destroyer ready for combat." "Our new plasma cannons are fully charged." Admiral Davis nodded with satisfaction. "All ships, open fire. Let's show the galaxy what humans are capable of." The human vessels unleashed their fury. Beams of pure energy lanced out from their hulls, striking the alien ships with devastating accuracy. The Zephyrian shields, which had never failed in battle, collapsed under the sustained assault. Hull plating that had withstood centuries of warfare melted like ice under a blowtorch. Chief Tactical Officer Paul Garcia coordinated the attack from the flagship's weapons control center. His targeting computers locked onto critical systems with surgical precision. Direct hits on targets 1 through 4. Their shields are down and weapon systems are offline. The aliens tried to return fire, but their plasma cannons barely scratched the human vessel's adaptive armor. The shots that did penetrate were absorbed by shield generators that operated on principles the Zephyrians couldn't understand. Impossible, Admiral Zexkal whispered as he watched his flagship's weapons fail. To damage the enemy? Our cannons can destroy any ship in the galaxy. His tactical officer looked up from damaged instruments. Sir, their armor is adapting to our weapons. Each shot is less effective than the last. On the USS Defiant, Captain Steve Johnson watched. The alien returned fire with amusement. Is that the best they can do? Our shields aren't even at half power? Lieutenant Commander Julia Peterson monitored the battle from her position at the Strategic Planning Station. Admiral, the aliens are attempting to retreat. Should we pursue? Not yet, Admiral Davis replied. Let a few of them escape. We want them to spread word of what happened here. The human ships continued their demonstration of superior firepower. Within minutes, 8 of the 12 Zephyrian vessels were floating dead in space, their crews either dead or unconscious. The remaining 4 ships tried desperately to flee, but the human vessels proved faster and more maneuverable. Ensign Matt Rodriguez tracked the fleeing aliens from his navigation console. 2 ships attempting to jump to hyperspace. Should we stop them? Let them go, Admiral Davis decided. But disable the other 2. We'll need prisoners for intelligence gathering. The USS Destroyer moved to intercept the remaining alien ships. Captain Beth Williams ordered precise shots that disabled their engines without destroying them completely. The alien vessels drifted helplessly, unable to fight or flee. Boarding parties away, reported Security Chief Nick Parker from the troop transport bay. We'll have prisoners within the hour. Admiral Davis surveyed the battlefield with satisfaction. 12 of the galaxy's most powerful warships had been defeated by 4 human vessels without suffering a single casualty. The demonstration had gone perfectly. Damage report, she requested. Minor scorch marks on the destroyer's port hull, reported Chief Engineer Ryan Blake. Nothing that can't be buffed out with a maintenance cycle. All other ships report 0 damage, the Admiral nodded. This was exactly what humanity had planned for. Years of secret development had produced ships and weapons far superior to anything the aliens possessed. Every known alien weapon system had been studied and countered. Dr. Amy Chun worked at her science station, analyzing the wreckage of the alien ships. Admiral, their technology is approximately 50 years behind our current capabilities. Their weapons, shields, and engines are all inferior to human designs. Excellent, that matches our intelligence reports. The human task force regrouped around the disabled alien vessels. Marine boarding parties secured prisoners while salvage teams collected examples of alien technology for further study. Signal. Fleet Command, Admiral Davis ordered. Tell them the field test was successful. Human forces are ready for full deployment. Communications Officer Linda Ross sent the coded message that would change galactic history. Across human space, fleets began moving toward their assigned targets. The age of alien dominance was ending. Admiral Zexkal sat in his damaged command chair, watching the human ships through emergency lighting. His proud fleet had been destroyed in minutes by an enemy he'd never heard of. As rescue ships arrived to collect survivors, he wondered if the galaxy would ever be the same. The humans had announced their presence with overwhelming force. Now the entire galaxy would learn what Earth's children were capable of when they decided to stop hiding. The surviving Zephyrian ship limped through hyperspace, carrying news that would shake the galaxy to its core. Admiral Zexkal sat in his damaged command chair, still unable to believe what had happened. His mighty fleet had been destroyed by 4 ships from a species no one had ever heard of. Send emergency transmission to High Command, he ordered his communications officer. Priority Alpha, the Empire faces a new threat unlike anything we've encountered. Meanwhile, aboard the USS Devastator, the captured alien prisoners were being processed in the ship's detention center. The holding cells were clean and comfortable, nothing like the torture chambers the aliens had expected. Intelligence Officer Claire Brooks walked between the cells, studying her prisoners with professional interest. They're more advanced then. We thought, she reported to Admiral Davis. Their technology is primitive compared to ours, but their social structure is complex. They have detailed knowledge of galactic politics. Admiral Davis nodded as she reviewed the intelligence reports. What do they know about the other species in this region? Quite a lot, actually. There's something called the Galactic Council, made up of 12 different alien species. They consider themselves the rulers of this part of the galaxy. Analyst Danny Kim approached with a datapad full of information extracted from the alien ship's computers. Admiral, you need to see this. These aliens have detailed star charts showing the location of every major civilization within 100 light years. The Admiral studied the charts with growing interest. Each marked system represented a potential target for human expansion. How many species are we talking about? 12 major civilizations, dozens of minor ones. Total population in the trillions, spread across thousands of worlds. Admiral Davis smiled coldly. Perfect. The larger they are, the harder they fall. In the detention center, Claire Brooks sat across from Admiral Zexkall in an interrogation room. The alien looked defeated, his proud bearing broken by the destruction of his fleet. Your species is making a terrible mistake, Zexkall said quietly. The Galactic Council has resources beyond your imagination. They will crush you for what you've done here. Will they? Claire asked with amusement. Tell me about these resources. The alien admiral straightened slightly. The Council commands fleets from 12 worlds. Thousands of ships, millions of soldiers. Your 4 vessels cannot stand against such numbers. 4 vessels? Claire laughed. You think we only have 4 ships? Zexkall's face showed confusion. Our sensors detected 4 ships. How many do you have? More than you can imagine. But first, tell me about your council. Who leads it? What are their military capabilities? As the interrogation continued, the truth about galactic civilization began to emerge. The 12 species of the Galactic Council had ruled their region of space for centuries, believing themselves to be the most advanced beings in the galaxy. Their combined fleets numbered in the thousands. Their technology had remained unchanged for generations. Manufacturing. Director Sam Watson reviewed the intelligence reports in his workshop deep within the Devastator. He was a stocky man with calloused hands and oil-stained clothing, but his mind was one of the sharpest in the human fleet. Admiral, these aliens are using technology that we abandoned 50 years ago, he reported. Their ships are slow, their weapons are weak, and their shields are pathetic. It's like they stopped trying to improve. What about their industrial capacity? Admiral Davis asked. Impressive in scale, but inefficient. They have massive shipyards that produce vessels using outdated methods. We could build better ships with a fraction of their resources. Captain LeVar Peterson, head of the Human Engineering Corps, joined the discussion. She was a brilliant woman who had spent decades developing the technology that made human supremacy possible. We've been studying captured alien technology for 20 years, she explained. Every major species in the galaxy has had their ships mysteriously disappear near human space. We recovered them, took them apart, and learned everything about their capabilities. Admiral Davis was impressed. How long have we been preparing for this? Officially, 5 years. Unofficially? We've been planning galactic expansion since the first human colony ship left Earth. Every exploration mission was actually a scouting expedition. Every research station was actually a military outpost. The scope of human preparation was staggering. While the aliens had grown complacent in their dominance, humanity had been studying their weaknesses and developing counters to every known weapon system. Defense. Coordinator Mike Taylor brought up a holographic display showing human positions throughout the galaxy. Admiral, we have hidden bases in 47 star systems. Each one contains a fully equipped fleet ready for deployment. Strategic planner Janet Clark added her own intelligence. Our spy network has been operating in alien space for decades. We know the location of every important military installation, every industrial center, every government facility. Admiral Davis studied the display with growing excitement. Red dots marked human positions while blue dots showed alien civilizations. The humans had completely surrounded their enemies without being detected. How many ships do we have in total? She asked. Active fleet strength is approximately 800. Vessels, Mike Taylor replied. Another 400 in reserve. Each ship is equipped with technology at least 50 years ahead of anything the aliens possess. The revelation was stunning. While the aliens thought they were dealing with a small force of 4 ships, humanity had been preparing the largest. Military operation in galactic history. Fleet Commander Alan Brooks approached the command group with urgent news. Admiral, we're receiving reports from across the galaxy. Human forces are revealing themselves in 12 different sectors simultaneously. Excellent. How are our forces performing? Complete success across all theaters. Alien resistance is minimal. Their ships are no match for our technology. Admiral Davis turned to the holographic display and watched as blue dots representing alien positions began disappearing. Each vanishing light represented another alien fleet destroyed or captured by human forces. Dr. Amy Chen worked at her science station, analyzing the psychological profiles of the captured aliens. Admiral, these species have been at peace for so long that they've forgotten how to fight a real war. Their military tactics are centuries out of date. What about their morale? Broken. They can't understand how we achieve such technological superiority. Many of them are convinced we must be using some kind of supernatural power. The interrogation of Admiral Zexcall continued in the detention center. Claire Brooks had extracted detailed information about every major alien civilization, their military capabilities, and their political structure. Your council is about to learn a hard lesson, Claire told the defeated alien. Humanity doesn't negotiate with inferior species. We conquer them. You cannot rule the galaxy? Zexcall protested weakly. The distances are too vast, the population's too large. Even with superior technology, you lack the numbers. Do we? Claire activated a wall display showing the true scope of human expansion. We've been colonizing space for generations. Every lost colony ship actually established hidden settlements. Every failed expedition actually founded new worlds. The alien admiral stared at the display in horror. Human settlements dotted the galaxy like stars, each one contributing to the vast war machine that was now revealing itself. Impossible, he whispered. Our intelligence services would have detected such massive expansion. Your intelligence services are staffed by aliens who think like aliens, Claire replied. You could never understand how humans think and plan. The truth was becoming clear. While the aliens had built a comfortable civilization based on old technology and peaceful trade, humanity had been preparing for war. Every human action for the past century had been designed to achieve this moment of galactic conquest. Admiral Davis received the final reports from across the galaxy. Human forces had achieved victory in every engagement, capturing or destroying alien fleets with minimal losses. The element of surprise had been complete. Signal all fleet commanders, she ordered. Phase 1 is complete. Begin Phase 2 immediately. Across the galaxy, human forces prepared for the next stage of conquest. The aliens had learned that humanity existed, but they hadn't yet grasped the full scope of human ambition. The galaxy's new masters were just getting started. The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened on the neutral world of Nexus Prime, where representatives from 12 species gathered in desperate conference. Council leader Thexani, a tall creature with blue skin and 6 arms, called the meeting to order with barely controlled panic in his voice. The reports are confirmed, he announced to the assembly. Human forces have simultaneously attacked installations across 47 star systems. Our combined losses include over 300 warships and countless support vessels. Military Coordinator Zorkith, a heavily armored reptilian from the Drakmor Empire, slammed his clawed fist on the table. How is this possible? Our intelligence services detected no signs of such massive military buildup. The humans have been hiding from us for decades, replied Ambassador Yolandra of the Ethereal Collective. Every ship we thought was lost to pirates or accidents was actually captured by human forces. They studied our technology while we remained ignorant of their existence. The council chamber erupted in angry voices as species blamed each other for the intelligence failure. Centuries of peaceful coexistence had made them soft, unprepared for a war against an enemy that had been planning their downfall from the shadows. Meanwhile, Vice Admiral Chris Baker led the assault on the Morvac homeworld, the industrial heart of one of the galaxy's most powerful civilizations. His fleet of 30 human vessels approached the heavily defended system with confidence, born from countless victories. Admiral, enemy fleet detected, reported his tactical officer. 68 vessels, including 12 dreadnoughts. They're moving to intercept. Chris Baker studied the enemy formation through his tactical display. The Morvac ships were massive, bristling with weapons that could level cities. In any previous war, such a fleet would have been nearly invincible. Signal the fleet, Standard Attack Pattern 7. Let's show them what real warships can do. The human vessels spread into attack formation, their sleek hulls cutting through space like predators stalking prey. The Morvac fleet fired first, sending volleys of plasma torpedoes toward the approaching humans. The weapons that had conquered dozens of worlds struck the human shields and simply vanished, absorbed by defensive systems the aliens couldn't understand. Return fire, Admiral Baker ordered calmly. The human ships unleashed concentrated beams of energy that sliced through Morvac shields like paper. Hull plating that had withstood centuries of warfare melted under the sustained assault. Within minutes, the proud Morvac fleet was reduced to floating wreckage. Enemy fleet neutralized, reported the tactical officer. No human casualties. Excellent. Begin orbital bombardment of military targets. Avoid civilian areas but destroy every shipyard and weapons factory on the planet. Rear Admiral Tracy Henderson commanded a different kind of operation in the Caldari sector. Her mission was to destroy the supply lines that kept alien civilizations functioning. Her smaller fleet of fast attack ships struck at convoys and trade routes with surgical precision. Target confirmed, her navigator announced as they approached a massive cargo convoy. 47 transport ships carrying raw materials to the Zephyrian shipyards. Disable their escorts, then capture the transports, Admiral Henderson ordered. We can use those materials for our own expansion. The human ships struck without warning. The alien escort vessels, designed to fight pirates and raiders, stood no chance against military-grade human technology. Their shields collapsed instantly. Their weapons failed to penetrate human armor, and their engines died under targeted fire. Boarding parties away, reported the Marine commander. We'll have those ships under human control within the hour. The captured supplies would fuel human expansion while denying the aliens resources they desperately needed. It was economic. Warfare at its most effective, strangling enemy industry while strengthening human capabilities on the surface of a dozen worlds. Human ground forces demonstrated their superiority in planetary warfare. General Kevin White led the assault on the Corvin Military Academy, the training center for the galaxy's most elite alien soldiers. Remember, we want prisoners for intelligence purposes, he told his troops as their dropships approached the planet. Disable resistance, don't destroy it. The human soldiers wore powered armor that made them faster and stronger than any alien warrior. Their weapons fired projectiles that could penetrate any known personal armor, while their own protection could withstand direct hits from alien energy weapons. Colonel Susan Garcia led the first wave against the Academy's main complex. Her 50 soldiers faced over 1,000 elite alien cadets and instructors, yet the outcome was never in doubt. Contacts ahead, reported her squad leaders. Enemy forces taking defensive positions. Advance and engage. Show them what human soldiers can do. The battle was swift and decisive. Human soldiers moved with precision and coordination that the aliens couldn't match. Their weapons cut through alien defenses while their armor absorbed return fire without effect. Within hours, the academy had fallen and its defenders were prisoners, behind the military operations. Human intelligence networks continued their devastating work. Spy Master Carl Davis coordinated a web of agents who had infiltrated alien governments, military commands, and industrial centers. The Nexari government is requesting terms, one of his agents reported from deep within alien territory. Their entire fleet was destroyed without inflicting a single human casualty. They want to surrender before we reach their homeworld. Tell them to wait, Carl replied. We'll accept surrenders after we've demonstrated the futility of resistance to all 12 species. The psychological warfare was as important as the military campaign. Broadcast specialist Maria Lopez transmitted footage of human victories across alien communication networks, showing the complete helplessness of alien forces against human technology. Every alien in the galaxy needs to understand their situation. She explained to her staff, resistance is not just futile, it's impossible. The sooner they accept human rule, the sooner the killing stops. The broadcast showed human ships destroying alien fleets with casual ease. They showed human soldiers defeating vastly superior numbers without breaking stride. They showed alien weapons failing against human defenses while human weapons cut through alien protection like it didn't exist. The effect on alien morale was catastrophic. Reports came in of entire alien fleets surrendering without a fight, of planetary governments requesting protection from their own military forces who had panicked and fled. Admiral Davis coordinated the massive campaign from her flagship, now positioned in the center of what had once been the galaxy's most heavily defended system. The Galactic Council's military headquarters was a floating ruin, its mighty defensive platforms reduced to scrap metal. Status report, she requested from her command staff. Phase 2 is ahead of schedule, reported Fleet Commander Alan Brooks. Resistance is collapsing faster than we anticipated. Several species are requesting negotiation. What about industrial targets? Manufacturing Director Sam Watson's teams have captured or destroyed 70% of alien shipbuilding capacity. They won't be building new fleets anytime soon. The scope of human victory was becoming clear. In less than 2 weeks, humanity had broken the back of galactic civilization. Centuries of alien development had been swept away by superior technology and better planning. Admiral, incoming transmission from the Galactic Council, reported Communications Officer Linda Ross. They're requesting a ceasefire to discuss terms. Admiral Davis smiled with cold satisfaction. Tell them we'll consider their request after they've surrendered unconditionally. We don't negotiate with inferior species. The message was clear. Humanity hadn't come to the galaxy seeking peace or cooperation. They had come to conquer, and they would accept nothing less than total victory. Across the galaxy, the last alien resistance crumbled. Species that had ruled space for millennia found themselves defenseless against an enemy they couldn't understand or match. The age of alien dominance was ending, and the era of human supremacy had begun. The war was essentially over, though few aliens realized it yet. Humanity had achieved in weeks what should have taken years, demonstrating that technological superiority and superior planning could overcome any numerical advantage. The galaxy would never be the same. 6 months after the first human warship appeared in deep space, the galaxy was a very different place. The former Galactic Council building on Nexus Prime had been converted into the headquarters of the Human Colonial Administration, where once 12 proud species had ruled as equals. Now they knelt before humanity's representatives. Ambassador Helen Martinez walked through the grand hall where alien leaders waited nervously for their audience. She was a diplomatic veteran who had spent years preparing for this moment, studying alien psychology and cultural weaknesses. Her job was to transform conquered enemies into useful subjects of the human empire. "The Zephyrian delegation may enter," she announced, her voice echoing through the chamber. Former Admiral Zexkal led his people into the hall, his once proud uniform now bearing the insignia of human authority. The Zephyrians had been among the first to surrender completely, and their cooperation had earned them better treatment than species who continued to resist. "Ambassador Martinez," Zexkal said with a deep bow, "the Zephyrian people accept all terms of the integration accords. Our remaining fleets are at your disposal." Helen reviewed the documents on her tablet. The Zephyrians would retain control of their homeworld and colonies, but their military would be disbanded and their industrial output redirected to support human expansion. In exchange, they would receive protection from other alien species and access to human technology that would improve their standard of living. "Your cooperation is noted and appreciated," Helen replied formally. "Governor Peter Robinson will assume administrative control of your territory next week. I trust you'll provide him with complete support." "Of course, Ambassador." The Zephyrian people understand that humanity offers a better future than our old government ever could. It was true. Many alien civilians had discovered that human rule brought benefits their own leaders had never provided. Human medicine cured diseases that had plagued alien species for centuries. Human technology solved problems that alien science couldn't handle. Human efficiency eliminated the corruption and waste that had infected alien governments. Diplomatic Corps Director Victor Young entered the hall with reports from across the galaxy. He was a tall man with silver hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing. His job was coordinating the transformation of dozens of alien civilizations into productive parts of the human empire. "Ambassador, the integration process is proceeding ahead of schedule," he reported. 9 of the 12 former council species have accepted full incorporation. The remaining 3 are negotiating terms. What about the minor species? Most have surrendered without conditions. They're eager to join the Empire after seeing what happened to those who resisted. The transformation had been remarkably smooth. Humanity hadn't sought to destroy alien civilizations merely to control them. Species that cooperated found themselves treated as valuable assets. Those who resisted discovered that human patience had limits. Fleet Admiral Karen Davis, recently promoted for her role in the conquest, toured the former Morvek shipyards where human engineers were installing new equipment. The massive industrial complex that had once built alien warships now produced vessels for the human. Imperial Navy Manufacturing Director Sam Watson showed her through the converted facilities. "Admiral, we've increased production efficiency by 300%. The new assembly lines can build a heavy cruiser in half the time it took the aliens to make a simple frigate." "Excellent. How many ships can we produce monthly?" "At current capacity, 60 vessels per month from this facility alone. We have similar operations running in 47 systems now." The scale of human expansion was staggering. Every conquered shipyard, every captured factory, every integrated alien population added to humanity's growing strength. The Empire was growing faster than anyone had imagined possible. Administrator Nancy Powell managed the economic integration of the former ethereal collective territories. Her job was ensuring that alien populations remained productive while adapting to human rule. She had discovered that most aliens preferred human efficiency to their old government's chaos. "The transition has been smoother than expected," she reported to her superiors. "Alien workers are eager to learn human methods. Productivity is up 40% across all sectors. Any signs of resistance?" "Minor incidents, quickly resolved." Most aliens understand that cooperation brings rewards while resistance brings consequences. The human approach to ruling aliens was practical rather than cruel. Species that proved useful were treated well and given opportunities to advance. Within the imperial system, those who caused problems found themselves isolated on reservation worlds, where they could live according to their old ways without interfering with human progress. Research Director Gary Mitchell oversaw the greatest scientific advancement in galactic history. Human laboratories combined Earth technology with alien knowledge to create innovations that surpassed anything either had achieved alone. "We've solved faster-than-light communication," he announced to the Research Council. "Alien quantum mechanics, combined with human engineering, has produced instantaneous communication across any distance. The breakthrough meant that the human empire could coordinate activities across the entire galaxy without delay. Orders from Earth could reach the furthest colonies instantly, while reports from frontier worlds arrived in real time." What about the medical research? Even better results. Alien biology data has helped us cure diseases that killed humans for centuries. Meanwhile, human medicine has eliminated plague outbreaks that decimated alien populations every few years. Captain Roy Campbell commanded one of the patrol fleets that maintained order across human space. His ships moved between star systems, ensuring that trade flowed smoothly and that no alien group attempted rebellion. "Captain, we're receiving a distress call from the Nexari trade convoy," his communications officer reported. "What's their situation?" "Pirates. Attacking near the old border zone. Looks like some Drakmor holdouts who refused integration," Roy Campbell smiled grimly. The Drakmor had been the last species to surrender, and some of their military units had fled to the Outer Rim where they conducted raids against human shipping. They were more of a nuisance than a real threat. "Set course to intercept. Let's remind these holdouts why their people surrendered." The human patrol ships reached the convoy within an hour. The pirate vessels were old Drakmor warships, battle-scarred, and poorly maintained. They fired desperately at the approaching humans, but their weapons couldn't penetrate modern human shields. "Return fire. Disable their engines but leave them alive for questioning." The brief battle ended with the pirates floating helplessly in space, their ships crippled by precise human fire. The convoy continued safely to its destination while the pirates were taken prisoner. Economic Coordinator Lisa Brown reviewed the quarterly reports from across the galaxy. Human rule had brought unprecedented prosperity to most worlds. Trade volumes were up, industrial output had increased, and standards of living had improved for billions of alien civilians. The integration dividends are exceeding all projections, she reported to the Colonial Administration. Former alien territories are contributing more to the empire than they consume. What about resistance movements? Minimal and declining. Most aliens have discovered that human rule benefits them more than their old governments did. The truth was that humanity had studied alien societies for decades before revealing themselves. They understood exactly what each species needed and wanted. By providing security, prosperity, and opportunity, humans had won the loyalty of most alien populations. Dr. Amy Chun, now Director of Xenological Studies, published her final report on the integration process. Human dominance was inevitable. She concluded, "Our species possesses advantages that no alien civilization could match. Superior technology, better organization, and most importantly, the ability to plan for the long term." The report detailed how humans had out-hot their enemies at every level. While aliens had grown comfortable with their static civilizations, humans had never stopped innovating and improving. The conquest hadn't been won through superior firepower alone, but through superior minds applying superior methods. 1 year after the first human warship had appeared in alien space, the transformation was complete. The Galactic Council was disbanded, its member species now provinces of the human empire. Trade flowed under human protection, technology advanced under human guidance, and peace reigned under human law. The unknown warship that had once seemed like a mysterious threat was now recognized as the herald of a new age. Humanity had claimed its rightful place as the galaxy's dominant species, not through accident or luck, but through careful planning and superior capability. The age of human galactic supremacy had begun, and it would last for millennia to come.